What if I told you that everything you've been taught about success is backwards? That while the world screams at you to grind harder and sacrifice your peace for money, Neville Goddard whispered that imagination creates reality, and that whisper changes everything. Hustle culture makes you believe your worth is measured by how exhausted you are. But Neville flips the script and shows you that your inner state determines your outer wealth. People are running, chasing, sweating, while never realizing they are sprinting in circles because they never stop to change their inner conversations. Neville dared to say that you could sit still, close your eyes, and enter the end of your desire, and that simple act was more powerful than years of hustle. Think of all the sleepless nights people waste chasing validation, while the real key is living from the wish fulfilled. Hustle culture glorifies the grind, but hides the truth that struggle is not noble, it's unnecessary. Neville's world shows that wealth is not earned through strain, but revealed through assumption. The hustler spends his life convincing himself he is poor, which is why he must work endlessly. But the imaginer knows he is already rich, and therefore reality must reflect it. Isn't it fascinating how the world applauds busyness, yet rarely applauds imagination? What if your wealth was waiting, not at the end of years of struggle, but in the decision to believe now? Neville said consciousness is the only reality, and that makes hustle culture look like a massive distraction. Society has convinced you that long hours are the price of success, but Neville knew assumption was the secret currency. Hustle culture says grind or be left behind, but Neville says assume and already be ahead. People collapse under exhaustion, yet imagination renews and refreshes endlessly. Can you see how hustle binds, but imagination frees? The hustler works with his hands, but the imaginer works with his mind. And in the long run, the mind always wins, because it creates the very conditions the hustler is chasing. Neville shows that real effort is not in lifting weights of labor, but in lifting the belief of possibility. The world has you addicted to struggle, but Neville hands you the antidote of effortless creation. And as you let these ideas sink in, imagine how differently your life could look if you stopped glorifying hustle and started glorifying assumption. Because in that shift lies the end of struggle and the beginning of flow. Picture the difference between someone who spends 10 years grinding and someone who spends 10 minutes assuming. One grows tired, the other grows rich. Hustle culture thrives on fear, convincing you that if you don't push harder, you'll be left behind. But Neville invites you to step into faith and see that you were never behind to begin with.